Hey friends, Annie F. Downs here with Paula Faris, the author of Called Out. Y'all know her from TV. And Paula, we just finished recording a That Sounds Fun episode, but with the rest of Enia Summer 2020 releasing in July, what we're talking to everyone about is the election. And so let's talk a little bit about how you've been in this news world so much. Tell us how we collect information well so that we will vote well, both locally and nationally.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard fake news, all right? So I understand where some people are coming from. I grew up in a very conservative Christian home, but I work in a very secular, liberal environment. And I think the first thing that we have to do, Annie, is we have to recognize our inherent bias, okay? Each of us has an inherent bias. That's affected by the type of home we grew up in, our circumstances, our observations. We each have a bias where we see things the way we want to see them and we hear things the way we want to hear them. And so often we surround ourselves with people in that echo chamber. Right. So how do you know what's true and how do you know what's fake news? This is where it's important to cross-reference. Okay, you may identify as a Christian conservative. You may identify as a moderate. You may identify as a Christian Democrat. It's important to get your news from multiple sources that challenge one another. So I say cross-reference. You can't just listen to Fox or watch Fox. You can't just watch and listen to CNN. You can't just watch and listen to MSNBC because why? We all have an inherent bias. That is going to impact the news product. So cross-reference, even when it's uncomfortable, but you owe it to yourself to cross-reference and also to just acknowledge, I have an inherent bias. I know I'm seeing things the way I want to see them. I know that I'm interpreting how I want to see it. That's why it's important to look outside of your own echo chamber.
Okay, that's good. And the local, so for me, I feel like it's easy to know how to do national elections. That's loud and everywhere. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I know as well how to do the research locally.
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. I think, it's important to, again, look at publications. Don't just watch television news. Look at, look up their voting record, not just their website, not just the message that they want to get out there, but also look at articles, again, look for 3 to 4. I mean, if local elections are very important to you, and I think they should be, look up 3 to 4 different news articles, whether it's written in a newspaper or a magazine or a story and television. Look up their voting record. But again, cross-reference even locally.
Okay. You're our hero. Friends, go out and get a copy of her book, Called Out by Paula Faris. Paula, thank you.
Well, thank you, Annie. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.